again, my name is Lauren Lucia. I'm the owner of Balance Massage and Wellworks, a massage therapy practice in Oak Creek, and I also cover more of a lifestyle wellness focus because there's always more than one thing going on that causes pain, and I try to help you figure out what that is and why that's happening and what you can do about it instead of just treat the symptom. So because we're talking about brains today and our hearts, it's our brains, same kind of thing sometimes, I'm going to talk about the 3 most common attitudes that present to me with a person along with their problems and how it may be a hindrance or a stuckness or helpful to their healing. So I call it the heart over matter as in mind over matter, and a joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. So God knows what he was talking about when he said that. So the 3 attitudes that come to me most often are a victim mindset, a complacent mindset, and the victor mindset. So with victims, a lot of times they say, I hurt, I've always hurt, and I will always hurt, and they have kind of a hopeless attitude. I've tried everything. I don't know, how am I going to be better? I just don't see any possible way. They come from a fear and a self-focus, like a self-protection kind of a place. The complacent mindset tends to be the person who seeks massage as simply relaxation, where they don't see the real long-term benefits that could possibly happen. And then the victor mindset will come to me thinking, I've got this problem, but it's not going to get me. I know there's something at the end of the tunnel here, and hopefully you can help me in my efforts to get there. They are growth-oriented and willing to change. Those are really important things. So with the victim mindset, it's a cycle of repetitive negative thinking, and you might recognize a lot of other common themes from some of the other speakers today in what I have up here. There's a lot of blaming and complaining. They appear to seek help because they go to everyone, but nothing seems to really change because they don't tend to rely on their own inner efforts to make a difference, but on the efforts of their healthcare practitioners. They're dependent on others to feel safe, dependent on others for how they feel in general, and for being loved. And a lot of times it's unconscious, the way they think, and with the root cause is, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough of my efforts, or yours, or the result. And as I said, the self-focus and self-protection kind of has this constant low self-esteem of I just have to protect myself instead of getting out of that box. I like to have grace for victims. A lot of people seem to be real frustrated with victims because they can be an energy vampire, but everybody is the way they are because of something that happened to them, and I never want to discount that. I want to be nice and nurturing to them like this sweet little bunny. A lot of times they get to this place because their needs as children repeatedly were not met, and the way they are is just a product of that self-protection, and I need to take care of myself, and you're not going to hurt me, and what are you going to do about it? And so I want to help them feel safe, listen to what they have to say, and not take them upon myself in a counterproductive way, but just to help them know that they're safe with me. So I have a lady, her name is changed to protect the innocent. So she's currently seeing her primary care doctor for multiple things. And she came to me basically for stress and the chronic pain in her shoulders, back, headaches, sleeplessness. Other things that she came with was that she's a giver. So she gives and gives and gives her energy and doesn't really get much back from her family. And in form, she's pridefully aware of some of the things that are not quite right in her life, but she's not doing anything about them. Like, my diet is poor, haha. And nope, no exercise, that's the problem. So she knows what to do, but doesn't have the motivation to do them. So what do I do when someone comes in and has that victim presentation is I try to offer them hope. I let them know they're being listened to, and I ask them why questions to help them figure out why they think the way they do. And when I ask why, it helps them to examine their root beliefs regarding their thinking, and it can lead to a confrontation in them to push them forward to another place from their stuckness. And I say, I'm not a psychologist, but they're figuring out on their own. You know, it's not me trying to make them think something. So, with the bodywork portion, the emotions can be trapped in tight muscles like protective patterns and scrunch up your back to protect yourself from the world. And if I can release those, it stops this pattern of pain. And so therefore they have a little less hopeless feeling. They feel some progress, and they start to feel better in general. And it's instead of a negative cycle, we can kind of kick them into a positive cycle, and they can start to think, oh, there's something to work for. That doesn't involve being, manhandled by whatever other medical treatment they might have to go through. Again, that self-worth is a big deal, so I assure them that they are worth both the effort and the success. And then finally, I can't be stuck on an expectation that may or may not happen, so I just let them be what they are and give them what I think may be helpful. So second is complacency. As I said, that's the most common. And it is the most common because it's the average, it's the mediocre, it's in your comfort zone. It's inexpensive, it doesn't require any extra effort, it doesn't require a lot of thought, it doesn't require any risk, jumping out over the edge. Familiar and comfortable, and it's passive. So it really lines up with those three things that Roger Sieb just talked about with the you're out in the wilderness kind of survival thing. You don't have to go out of your zone. Most clients are here because they don't understand their true potential for health, or maybe not even the definition of it. Some people think they're healthy when they're walking, and that's, the best part of their day. So they don't understand what they could really have in store for them if they just go a little farther beyond mediocre. So with the complacent client, I don't push them. I either want to meet them where they're at or slightly beyond, depending on what their goals are or what they think they might want to happen. I present them with manageable chunks of information that coincide with their goals. And for myself, I have to understand that their motivation is not the same as mine, so I don't want to overwhelm them with what I think they should want. I make sure to highlight progress, and I give examples of others in similar situations to let them see that there is possible, something different is possible and could be real for them too. So the victor mindset, I have Yoda here. We do or do not, there is no try. So a victor is a lot like what Roger Sieb again just talked about. They're practiced at discipline and taking action and making decisions. They're able to let go of an expectation of what things should be, and just let it be what it is. And that frees them to move forward and grow. They have a positive attitude. They surround themselves with positive people who uplift them. Teachability is a big thing. They're able to let in other options of thinking, other possibilities for reality instead of what they're stuck in of their own. And they're growth-oriented. Growth orientation is really important versus just goal orientation, because when you're goal-oriented, you make a goal, you meet it, and then you stop. But if you're growth-oriented, you keep making more goals so that you never stop growing. Your potential is limitless. So I have Nancy here, who is physically could be very similar to the other lady. However, it's her outlook is what's different. So actually, she's probably 10 times worse than the other lady, but she has a smile, she has hope, she has faith in God, she has a teachable attitude, and she has a supportive husband and family. She's honest about the facts, like her time restraints and her physical limitations with all of these long list of physical issues that she has, but she's not ruled by them. So she can see that there's possibility besides what you can see would tell her, because there's way more beyond your little radar screen. And so how do I nurture a victor? I acknowledge the issues that they present with, the attention that they've paid to them, and the progress that they've made so far with what they've done. I help them identify their beliefs currently regarding the lifestyle and eating and what they're doing, and they have for treatment and moving forward. Offer proven alternatives to current patterns. So if we can identify something that's not quite productive, instead of saying, you know, you're wrong, don't do this, I'll say, well, like in the first line, well, that's done this so far, but what about this? And these are the results of this person doing this. And they can, because they're teachable, they can think, I see, that may be something I can try, instead of just simply, nope, this is the way I do it, and that's it. So I support and encourage them in any efforts that they make. And the important thing about the Victor is that they already have that fire, they just need the right fuel to get there. So, the bonds of pain. You know, a lot of people will say that, oh, this and this and this are my circumstances, but what? You know, and then we can come in with a positive attitude and say, no matter what the circumstances are, it's your mindset that will affect the outcome. It's a huge, huge difference maker. Your attitude is the difference maker. And disease can't stand in the face of a victor's perspective. Oh. So while this was about the treatments that I do, I mean, these kind of mindsets are pervasive in every situation. If you start to notice it in people, it may help you interact with these types of people better.